So welcome everyone. I thought I'd play around with an idea that I had to use this time that we're stuck at home, and I thought I'll go for a lecture from lockdown. So I know quite a few of you are at home learning new musical instruments, how to cook, languages. So I thought I'd put together a few slides that hopefully give you an insight into something that as golf coaches we do day in, day out, and how we help golfers. So hopefully this won't be too confusing. It'll be something interesting, and I know we've all got lots of time on our hands, so hopefully something thought-provoking. We can all recognise this golfer here. We've got Bubba Watson, the lefty from South Florida that can move the ball through the air more than probably anyone out there. So if you're in a fortunate position like Bubba, where you've got total control over that curvature, fantastic. Unfortunately, quite a number of amateur golfers that we see do not have any control over that curvature, and quite often it's causing most of the problems within their scoring around a golf course. So particularly a tight golf course like Surbiton, if you're seeing too much curvature taking you away into the trees, it's going to cause you a problem. So if we're looking to understand exactly what creates curvature, we've got to know that the golf ball is super obstinate. It is a really ignorant little white sphere that will only do what the golf club tells it to do at that moment of impact. So if you're hoping that just by praying and shouting at it that it will do something that you want it to do, it's never going to happen. So if we can understand the instructions that it receives at impact, then we've got a better opportunity to control what it's going to do around the golf course. So two of the main instructions that it receives are club path and face angle. So club path is a fairly obvious one. At the point of impact is the direction in which the club is moving, and the face angle is at the point of impact where the face is pointing. So we can quite often see club path when we're hitting iron shots, in that the divot will show us which way that club head is going. When we look at a straight shot, one with zero curvature, if we imagine a ball flying through the air like an aeroplane with its wings level, it will take off in the direction that the face is pointing, and it will curve if there's any separation between the face and the path. When we come to look at a shot that curves to the right, we can see that the club path is moving for a right-handed golfer to the left of target, and the face is pointing straight. But the key thing there is that separation between face and path. Likewise, if we look at a hook, we can see that the path is moving to the right of target and the face is pointing straight. So if it's where we see that separation. So there are lots of different ball flights within there, but generally any ball flight that curves is going to be because of a separation between the face angle and the club. The problem we quite often see is that someone who would, for a right-hander, slice the ball left to right would start to aim further and further to the left to try and compensate for this. But the only problem with that is we're going to encourage more of a club path to the left, and therefore quite often more of a separation between that face and path. We're going to tilt the spin axis more, and again, if you imagine our plane tilting its wings, the ball will curve, and you can keep aiming further and further left, and until you hit the boomerang shot that goes all the way around and hits you in the back of the head, you're still going to curve the ball more. So quite often for golfers that see too much curvature, their setup is too open or too closed to compensate for what they think they're about to do. So always look to neutralize setup and then work with that. And quite often, if I took a player that was slicing the ball left to right and I got them aiming a bit further up the right hand side and feel like they could swing the club to get it to go left, we can have great effect. So here we can see Bubba down the right hand side of the 10th. You know, Masters Sunday, we'd all rather be watching the coverage from the TV, but why don't we just look through that shot that won him his first green jacket? So body line aiming a long way left of his intended target. He'll be aiming the club face just to the left of the azalea trees in front of him, and then with the path going to the left and the face pointing, you know, right or close to that, he's going to create a separation between face and path that will curve the ball around the trees and onto the green. What we'll see when the ball actually lands on the green is that spin taking it even further to the right. So he's really managed to tilt the spin axis a long way here, which has resulted in a sort of 45-yard curvature with a high lofted club like a wedge. Just a phenomenal golf shot, and well worth the victory. So the best way of having a little play around, if you've got a tennis racket, table tennis bat and ball, or even just a football, have a muck about at home, with your foot, create a path with your foot, swinging one way with the angle of your foot pointing the other, same with a table tennis bat and ball, and just see how you can get the ball spinning. You to just be able to have a little bit of thought-provoking kind of instruction that will hopefully get you to understand how we can neutralize ball flight. And if we get it right, then hitting a frozen rope like Rory would be perfect. But ultimately, if it brings up any questions, just sling them over on Twitter, through my email, or just drop me a call. And hopefully that will give you a little bit to think about, so that when we come back out to play, whenever that will be, you can hit more fairways. Good luck, stay safe, and we'll speak soon.